Of course I have passion for my 49ers.
I am not going to back down on this one. Sometimes I go extra hard just to prove my point.
No, you don't get to have it both ways.
It's head-to-head. It's mano-a-mano. It's 49ers face-off. We're inching ever so closely to the 49ers playing meaningful January football games.
Accurate.
And Jason from turning 50.
See, cutback crew, that's funny because we have a running joke around here that Jason's an old man.
Yeah. But we're literally about 16, 17 months apart, so.
The fact that you don't know him, I can see your mind is slowly slipping.
At this point, most everything I do is pretty slow anyway.
I mean, at least we were able to go pick you up from the senior facility today.
I appreciate that, and I didn't have to have my diaper changed yet, so.
Yeah.
It's always a win.
Welcome here from Hill Gardens. All right, so let's do this coin
toss. Man, let's do this thing.
All right, let's get the coin toss. What's the call?
Someone went tails last week and lost it, so I'm gonna go heads.
Ooh. It's tails.
Son of a gun. I need to not go with my gut anymore on the coin toss because it's always wrong. All right, Jay, what we got? You gonna make me go first?
No, I'll.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you the topic.
Yeah, what the heck is this?
Like, that'd be like me telling you that JaMychal Hasty's gonna fumble if you
have him return special teams.
Special teams miscues.
If you know the outcome, you're always gonna know what to do, right?
It's true.
Know it like you've already been played. I will take the topic.
Ooh. Okay, so Jason's
I think that's the first time all year, by the way.
It is the first time.
It is. Yeah.
First time.
It's the first time someone hasn't deferred.
I like the confidence.
First time.
So here we go. The very first one, Jason, is going to be about the 49ers cornerback position. What is your feelings on the 49ers cornerback position, and what can they do, to make up for the loss of Emmanuel Mosley in the interim while they're waiting for him to come back from my.
Keep the front seven needs to be very active and getting upfield as much as possible. If our front seven ever gets neutralized, even against the Texans, Brandon's going to go off against us for sure. So, let alone
Brandon being Cooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Thank goodness. I don't know if everyone knows that on a first name basis like we are.
It's true. Not everyone is familiar with Brandon Cooks and has seen him play when he was younger.
I would say
coached against him.
Most people here can say that they've never either coached against him or actually coached him too. Like somebody here has.
Yeah, actually coached Brandon Cooks.
And it's not me or Alex. So
it's accurate. In theory, if you were coaching football at that time, you would have had a chance.
That's true. But
seeing as you're an older gentleman, me, I was still playing. I was in my playing days.
So you were in your prime then?
No, definitely not my prime.
Okay,
definitely not my prime.
Nah.
Very far away from my prime now. Also, prime was a very short window.
It was very narrow gap.
It's a very small window.
Yeah, definitely not a Grand Canyon.
No, it's definitely not like Brandon Cook's prime.
Yes,
it's been a long time.
His
still in it.
Even with the Texans, he's still
playing phenomenal,
balling out. Boy, San Francisco. It'd be nice to get him back in NorCal.
It's just not for that amount of money.
That's true. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. The reason why the Texans are eating the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, though,
back to our DBs.
Yeah,
here we go. Man, it's scary because our safeties have to do everything, up out in the box, and get back there and bail out Josh Norman and Ambry Thomas. I'm still trying to figure out how Thomas had an interception, then had the ball taken away from him, and looked thoroughly confused as to where 6'5" Kyle Pitts even came from. Like, dude's not small. Like, and you were like shocked he was all of a sudden was right there taking the ball right out of your hands. What can they do? Maybe go get the guy the psychopath that the Vikings just cut. That might help.
CB Breeland.
Yes, I think our locker room would be better enough that if they can handle Josh Norman's completely off the rocker batty self, for lack of a family appropriate word that I would have.
I really appreciate you keeping it family friendly,
maintained,
and keeping the channel monetized.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you doing.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. I should get extra points just for that.
No, hold on. No, hold on. I gotta throw a flag.
Extra point. I give extra points for that. Yeah.
Darn it.
Well done, JHill.
Especially given my propensity for colorful language too.
Accurate.
Pretty much the only thing colorful about you.
That's true. I think we get him in for a week or two, see what he can do. If he looks like he's going to fit our culture, great. If not, then back out on the street he goes. But as far as everything else, maybe we all just pray to whoever the hell that we pray to that Emmanuel Mosley's ankle heals a little faster than possible, and we pray that AJ Brown sits out one more week.
Would be nice
because
now Emmanuel Mosley is on the IR, so he can't come back.
Not until next week, right? Or
Texans. Texans, yes.
So after this game, then so we also need to pray that he gets back and he's healthy because
it would be nice.
I mean, it would be nice. We need to have. I mean, aside from Nick Bosa just continuing to play out of his mind, and D line just finding guys off the street who go in and make tons of plays.
Who's off the street?
Well, they were off the street. I mean, Arden Key.
I figured you would know who he was, though. You're an LSU guy.
Arden Key couldn't do anything basically as a starter for the Raiders.
That's true.
And now he's getting 6 sacks. I'm not going to believe that he's got 5. To me, he's got 6. That was the worst freaking penalty I've seen all year, and we've seen bad ones. That was
JHill's worked up.
Yeah.
The fact that
he's not going to back down on this.
No, damn sure not. Dean Serator is the most pro refing analyst on all the networks, and even he's like, bro, that call sucked. That for what he said
verbatim, yeah.
Translation was that's a horrible call.
And that was the NFL.
Yeah.
That was the NFL right there. Right, Gene Steratore doing that, Jason.
That has to be the breaking point.
Well, it just proves, right? You can't have it both ways.
Oh well, yeah,
you really can't.
Yeah.
Well, they can't.
I'm very passionate about my 49ers.
I can though. Yeah. What was the audio on the intro? That was.
I mean, audio is. I mean, everyone else can hear it.
Everyone else can hear it.
OBS has been just bullying us the last week.
I was gonna tell you, turn on your pack. I think you're.
Maybe the hearing. He's getting old of age, and the hearing aid's not working. That's not good. Look, I disagree with you.
It's probably all the hair in my ears.
It might be that too, JHill. I'm gonna disagree with you on the fact that the Niners have to just hope the pass rush gets home. I think you have a better option in DJ just sitting there. The question is just when is he going to be mentally there, right, and ready,
coming
prepared?
off losing his mom,
it's a lot.
That's hard, man.
Which is why I'm saying I think the option is there. It's just a matter of when is he going to be ready, right? When is he mentally going to be in the right space that he can go out and do what you need him to do? He was out there doing special teams this past game against the Falcons. I'm aware that it's a big difference, but it's a step in the right direction.
Jason.
It's also special, yes. So I'm.
They're not very.
I think
they're very special.
Well, hold on.
Little bus.
They are phenomenal, JHill, when they have the pieces that they need out there. But when those pieces are having to start and play defense, you're missing some of those things. But that's beside the point because JHill is going off on a tangent and interrupting me during my time. Don't make me throw a flag or ask for a flag, and challenge. The reality is that Dontae Johnson is a better option than Ambry Thomas right now. It's just a matter of when is Dontae Johnson going to be healthy or not healthy, but mentally there to be able to go do what he needs to do. If it's this week, then great. I don't think you need to go drastic and eat into some of that $2.5 million in cap space that you have that's currently rolling over into next season. I think you can just roll with the guys you have and the pieces you have, especially with one more week with Julio Jones's health up in the air.
His hamstring is just not right.
It's not. There's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong, and it might just be age. It might just be that time where his body is just going to consistently failing.
I just love the last 10 years. He's one of my top 2 or 3 favorite receivers. Like I love watching him play.
Julio's phenomenal.
Just an absolute joy to watch. This is sad. I mean, as we talked about lots. I was hoping that we would have actually gotten him, but as it turns out now, I'm really glad that we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not there, not available. But anyway, Breeland, I think Breeland is your emergency situation in case,
because
Emmanuel Mosley isn't maybe progressing the way you'd like. Dontae Johnson is showing that maybe he can't handle it or is not going to be in that headspace, right? And so he's just not going to be a viable option for you. I think then Breeland makes sense, but we'll just have to see. It's a wait-and-see approach, I think, for the 49ers. They definitely need to do their due diligence, though. It doesn't hurt to bring him in and talk to him.
There's that great Brian Sabian phrase I love.
Due diligence?
We have to do our due diligence.
Well, there you go.
Thank you. Air high five.
No, I'm not going to high five you.
Diligence is due.
We are facing off right now. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
I can't high five you during face off after the show.
Yeah. Anyways.
We have to not like each other.
Is that like a COVID?
No.
Definitely not that.
No, it's a competitive thing, Jason.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as competitive when you...
I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
There you go.
I want winners.
Well, let's talk about another winner, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo has been winning football games and he's been executing at a high level since the Bears. Couple, hiccups here and there.
Except for Seattle.
Couple hiccups here and there. But Jimmy G
you watch your
has been playing well. And Alex, you get to go first on this. Is Jimmy G forcing a off-season quarterback controversy between him and Trey Lance?
The answer to this question is yes. It is yes. Now, there are caveats. Everyone has their line in the sand, right? In terms of where things need to be in order for them to truly believe that Jimmy Garoppolo is creating a controversy. For someone like me, it's very obvious. The Niners were in the dumps. They were in the gutters. Jimmy G has played extremely fantastic the second half of the year since the bye week, and the 49ers are now completely in control of their own destiny. 95% chance of making the playoffs. One of the hotter teams in football and a team that everyone in the NFC is dreading. If Jimmy Garoppolo gets the 49ers through the playoffs into an NFC championship game, then I truly believe deep down that there is a quarterback controversy and something that needs to be looked at here. You have to weigh your options. Because if you get all the way there, despite some of the injuries in the cornerback position and everything else that's happened, the way the season started off, you got to feel like, right, if we can harness this energy right here that we just had, if we can be the team that we were the second half of the year for a full season, that you put yourself in a bye week, you put yourself with home field advantage, and maybe you guys can get yourself right back to a Super Bowl and get yourself over the hump. The real question always is going to come down to Trey Lance, though. How ready is Trey Lance to take over and supersede and take the offense to the moon and take the team to the moon and take that next step and elevate over Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo playing the way he's been playing right now, it's going to be really hard for Trey Lance to do those things because Trey Lance's weaknesses are Jimmy Garoppolo's strengths. Operating over the middle of the field, making sure he can read and find and distribute the ball to where he's supposed to. Now, the good news for Trey Lance is that he has been a guy over time who has shown after a year of sitting and learning, he's typically phenomenal. And that's what he did at North Dakota State. He sat for a year, came back in, and that redshirt freshman campaign, he was phenomenal for that team. He took them to a national championship game and won. And they would have probably done the same thing in his sophomore campaign as well if it hadn't been for a COVID-shortened season for him there. So I have full faith that Trey Lance is going to develop. The real question is how comfortable are you with it? And is Kyle Shanahan sitting there going, it's better for us to have two quarterback options going forward for the next few years, at least for next season at least, with Jimmy Garoppolo? Or is it better to just move on from Jimmy, roll with Trey, and you do whatever you got to do back up behind him? I don't know if there's a guy out there, which is why I believe that Jimmy Garoppolo has put the Niners in a position where there's a quarterback, at least discussion going on, if not controversy.
That was all that.
I'm not gonna lie, you don't seem very enthused.
You talked a ton, and I'm still trying to figure out what side of the fence you're completely on. That
Jimmy Garoppolo is creating a controversy.
So
I think I said that like 5 seconds in.
I will be very clear for our wonderful audience.
Okay. Wonderful.
Unless we win the Super Bowl, pack his bags and drive him to SFO and trade his ass to wherever we can get the most value for.
Well, there goes JHill in that wonderful language.
Whoa. We've said a double cricket letter was in the Bible, so.
Yes,
it is.
And it's also a type of animal, so.
A double cricket letter.
100%. Unless we win the Super Bowl, there is no reason. We need to do a Nick Bosa extension sooner rather than later.
Are there not options for the 49ers to re-sign Bosa and Deebo Samuel next year and other pieces?
It would be
$25 million in additional cap.
Be better to have that extra 25 to play with. Could you not extend Jimmy Garoppolo, move that money down the line?
I mean, then deal him after the 2022 season.
But the problem with him is you're playing Russian roulette.
Are you?
With his injury history, you kind of are. So if he gets hurt week 3 next week and is out for 8 to 12, we have put ourselves in a spot where his trade value immediately drops back down. The way he's playing right now, if he gets us a playoff win or two, his market value for a team like the Redskins, even the Broncos.
I don't know who the Redskins are.
I don't know who WFT is. So this is not.
It's the Washington football team.
Well, W2FJ.
That too. That's what I say every time I hear someone say WFT.
I figured.
Yeah. There are 8 Carolina Panthers.
True.
There's 7,
Cleveland
8,
Browns, maybe
9, 10 teams that would easily be like, hey, let's see. We have him. Jimmy's not Aaron Rodgers, but he'll cost us a hell of a lot less too, and he makes us a lot better than what we have now. So the chance to replenish a first round pick that we gave up,
true,
or add 2 2s and a 3 in the next.
You think 2 2s? You think someone's offering 2 2s and a 3?
10 5s.
I see. I like that a lot because as you guys were talking about on the show yesterday, our 5th round picks are home runs. Like there's nobody in the league.
10 5th round picks is actually enticing. It actually is. It's like you're gonna probably hit on like 8 of those.
Yeah, you're gonna get at least 5 or 6.
It's like 8 starters right there.
Players for sure out of it. So,
that's like 4 guys who you'd eventually trade for 2nd round picks.
Yeah, you're just
or more 5th round.
You're gonna get at least like 5 George Kittles.
Just
something like that.
No, what is the realistic trade value? Let's say Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't win the Super Bowl, first off, and he leads them into the playoffs, but has a very good playoff run, maybe ends in the NFC Championship game.
Where they just lose to Rodgers or Brady because they're
right.
Rodgers and they're Brady. Like
right.
That's
in that situation, what do you think the honest trade value is for Jimmy Garoppolo?
I could see like a 1 and a 5, 2 and a 4 and a 6. Like,
wow. Okay.
I don't. See, that's the thing, is if Jimmy loses to one of those 2 guys, why is someone going to give up a 1? He can't beat him.
If you
right, that's going to be the narrative. He can't.
If you have Cam Newton, anything's better than that.
I agree with you that anything's better than that. But why would you give up a 1 if the narrative is going to be Jimmy can't beat
Jimmy
can't beat Tom, Jimmy can't beat Aaron? Why would any team give up a 1? I mean, the narrative writes itself, and
if you're the
talk yourself out of a 1,
and you already have a great defense, and you got skill players out there like
the Niners have a great defense and great skill players out there.
Yeah, exactly. So
you haven't made a point, Jason. You've proven mine, which is the narrative is going to write itself, and that will influence
he's a massive
on the
upgrade.
trade value. I agree that he's a massive upgrade, but no one's going to give a 1 for a massive upgrade that can't get you over the hump.
If you're picking 26th or 27th, that 1 doesn't have a ton of value. If you're picking 4th, that's a whole different story. I mean,
you're talking about the Washington football team, though, who might not be picking 20.
There's
no guarantee that they're going to be in the playoffs.
They'll be 12 to.
That's a lot of value.
15ish.
That's a lot of value.
Be higher if they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. So they could be like what, 18 to 20.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I mean. That's a lot of value.
The Pittsburgh Steelers would want Jimmy.
I don't disagree with you, but they also would like Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So,
which one's going to be cheaper though?
Jimmy, for sure. But this is my
point. By about 3 first-round picks.
My point, JHill, for you is this. You're coming from a place that is what you believe, right?
Isn't that...
I'm trying to come from a position that is what Kyle Shanahan believes, because Kyle Shanahan has made it very clear that Jimmy Garoppolo is one of his favorite players that he's ever coached.
Right.
This team is completely rallied around Jimmy Garoppolo. You're not just going to move off this guy to move off this guy. Based on everything you've been through this year, if you get close and just come up a little bit short, there is a controversy. There is a turmoil because this team believes in Jimmy. And Jimmy is the one who led you back from the brink of a despaired season.
Okay, let's not get over our skis.
My
here,
guy, it was 2-4, a 4-game losing streak with fan base and the national media calling for Kyle Shanahan's head. What are you talking about? Like what world are you living in?
The defense has gotten a lot healthier and more consistent.
I am not.
The running game has gotten back to normal.
I don't disagree with you on any of these things. But the reality is, people were calling for this team's head. They wanted this team.
They're a bunch of idiots, though.
I agree with you.
So who cares what those crackheads are saying?
That was a big chunk.
There was no way in hell that John was going to be fired. No way in hell Kyle was going to be fired.
I agree with you. None of that was going to happen.
They just got 6-year contracts.
Just because the 3 of us here are rational doesn't mean that a majority of the fan base was rational, or the national media was rational, or that most people were rational. A lot of people were not. And a lot of people were backtracking. A lot of people are being very quiet right now because they have to be quiet. But if it hadn't gone that direction, JHill, if the team hadn't turned around, if Jimmy hadn't played the way that he played,
he's played
when
great,
he needed him to play.
He hasn't put us on his back. It's been multiple factors.
Okay, well,
how many quarterbacks in the league can actually put a team on their back?
Not very many.
About 6 or 7.
And can Trey Lance put the team on his back? Can Trey Lance put the team on his back?
No, but with the team that we have.
So then what are you talking about?
Hey,
the team that we have
why bring up something that's completely irrelevant?
And having $25 million extra to play with,
My goodness.
we can add
which you can still
add a new
accomplish
right
by
guard,
restructuring Jimmy Garoppolo's contract and extending
and maybe
it out.
go get Devontae
Thank
Adams.
you. You're correct.
I do think that I want to bring you guys. I think you guys are closer than you think because
I agree.
JHill has basically said Jimmy Garoppolo's played good enough to get a first-round pick. And Alex is saying that, the 49ers have basically been led by Jimmy Garoppolo. I think both are accurate. I think that is a place where Jimmy's getting to where a late first-round pick, which is not in the conversation early in the offseason.
No, not at all.
But Jimmy Garoppolo, to get that value of a first-round pick, is going to have to win playoff games at least and maybe a Super Bowl.
I think he has to win a Super Bowl.
That's part of the controversy. But what is the ideal matchup for the 49ers, JHill? What is that ideal matchup that is going to help Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers not only get to the playoffs, but start their winning ways in the playoffs?
So some people will say backtracking, but I always say that as new evidence becomes available, it's okay to actually have a different opinion. All year long, I thought bring on the Packers. I want the Packers again. Man, Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind right now. He is playing. He's the last 10 games he's played has been one of the best 10-game stretches of his first ballot Hall of Fame career. And I'm starting to kind of waver on the idea of, give me a first round game against the Packers because he's playing lights out. Tyler, on the other hand, doesn't look like he's fully 100%. And D-Hop is still not there. So even if he comes back in next week or two,
he's out for the rest of the regular season.
Oh, he is now?
Yeah, D-Hop's out for the rest of the regular
season, my guy.
Wow, that
dangerous.
So he might come back. So even that, then he might actually miss the first playoff game then too.
Well, they can't put him on IR because they put him on IR.
He's just going to be sitting pat. They basically just said, "Hey, we need to sit this guy until the playoffs."
And so he's going to be.
And he's getting second opinions on his knee. He's getting second opinions.
Really?
Because the first one came back pretty bad, apparently.
Interesting. Wow. See, they feel like a very appealing matchup without him. Because Christian
Kirk's speed's a problem.
His speed can always be there, but worst case, just tell Josh to do what he does really well and just grab the guy. So just say, hey, take the penalty, and we'll live to fight another day. If you feel like he's got you. But my number one pick as of right now for who I want to see, maybe because I'm still bitter from 25 years ago.
Okay.
How about them Cowboys? Give me old Dak Prescott, baby. He is trash. And all the people who tell me that Dak is elite and this great top 5, top 6 quarterback, give me mother freaking Dak Prescott because we will bury him all day long.
So glad he said freaking.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he said
I want
freaking.
the Cowboys. I want payback for when we had those monster teams and they were just always a little better than us.
Okay.
I want payback for Deion leaving for them. I want payback for even a couple of NFC playoff games back in the 70s.
Didn't we get a couple over on him?
In between then, yes. In the 80s, yes.
But
and then
in the 70s, he's right. They couldn't get past the Cowboys. And in the 90s, they got past the Cowboys one time.
And then the other.
And then here came Green Bay.
And then the Packers got rolling in too. So I want the Cowboys because Dak, unless Pollard and Zeke run for about 170, Dak's not a very good quarterback, folks.
I mean, they're capable.
The numbers just are so cutting. People love to cite the numbers, Jimmy G, but then when it comes to old Dak, Prescott, those same kind of numbers don't matter.
And you know who else they have to set numbers for is Eric Armstead and Solomon Thomas.
God, that was the best Twitter
Shout
ever.
out to Bing Bong.
You're welcome
on Twitter.
You're welcome that I got you involved in that, because
my word,
that guy, whoever he is, he's a freaking dummy too.
Oh my, I wasn't gonna go there.
We even got a little shout out from Sahil about that.
We did.
Sure. Entire timeline full of you two going at it with the Bing Bong.
You know, I tried with Bing Bong to just give him the benefit of the doubt, but
the facts don't match his story. They just really don't.
He didn't provide any facts, but let's not go there. Well, we'll get off topic again. I don't want to get up too far.
What's your ideal?
That guy better make it. That better make an appearance on Big Yikes. That's all I gotta say.
There's a chance.
Okay, good.
Maybe the screenshots are already in place. Look, ideally, I can't disagree with JHill on this. And the Cowboys are an intriguing matchup. Dak is struggling. Their defense is not the same as it was. I know Trevon Diggs just got another big pick, and he's got 10 on the season.
Gambles though so much.
Yeah, he does. He does gamble a lot. But here's the thing:
he can be taken advantage of.
They don't feel like a disciplined team, top to bottom, and that's like the Mike McCarthy special, is not being disciplined. And the Niners are, so that's a good matchup. But I haven't really shifted. I've just added more teams now to the list. Like, I feel like there's a lot of good teams, a lot of good matchups here. Basically, I still feel really good about the Green Bay Packers. I really, truly do.
Yeah.
Because the Niners played them down with things not going their way.
Right.
And them being a healthy football team. Like that, the Green Bay was healthy at the time.
They're not healthy right now, and they're playing lights out.
Listen, I'm aware of that, but so are the 49ers. The 49ers are also playing lights out as well. It's really hard to beat a team multiple times in one season. But here's the other thing. Arizona is 1,000% on this list.
Can we throw a challenge flag on that? But that just lacks actual basis.
No, he said multiple times. He didn't clarify if it was 2 or 3.
I said multiple.
You want to throw a challenge flag? You can throw a challenge flag.
I'm not going to, but
thank you for not throwing a challenge flag.
But we have been swept by 2 teams.
100% we've been swept by 2 teams. Mm-hmm. Just saying multiple times.
And one of those teams may not make the playoffs, so it's irrelevant.
One of them probably not going to make the playoffs.
Exactly. So listen, the other thing is that the Arizona Cardinals, yeah, that's true. Arizona Cardinals, are struggle busting hard right now. Kyler, like you said, looks like a shell of himself. Cliff Kingsbury, this is the Cliff Kingsbury special. The end of the season collapse. Kyler was asked about this in a presser after the game, and he said it's not the same. We're 10-4 this year. We're still in a great position.
We're 7-0. So
and it's like, dude, you were 7-0 and in a great position to win the division last year.
Have number 1.
I mean, you guys were in prime position. This is exactly the same as last year. The only difference is it's happening even later, which is actually not a good thing. It's a worse thing.
Once again, he's not healthy, just like last year too.
He's not healthy. D-Hop now, not healthy. No J.J. Watt. They're spiraling out of control, and that means, delicious, wonderful things for the 49ers in this defense. So I'm all for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm also all for the Rams. I'm all for the Los Angeles Rams. That is something that could happen if the Cardinals were to keep sliding. The Niners could end up in a position where they're sitting at the 5 and an NFC West team is sitting at the 4, and you get the Rams or the Cardinals there. So I'm good with that. I'm good with any of those options. Give me the Cowboys, give me the Packers, give me the Rams, give me the Cardinals. All 4 of those games I like for the 49ers. I think they match up great. And I think those are situations where the Niners get a big win in the opening round, and then everyone starts shaking in their little boots because this team is coming for you.
Anyone but the pewter team, apparently.
I mean, listen, I still feel like the Niners match up well, but, I mean, there's a lot of great options for the 49ers. Give me one of those 4
I think
first.
Colin Cowherd's right. No one wants to see the 49ers in the playoffs.
Agreed.
No one. But since we're not in the playoffs, we have to go to the drive.
Oh, yeah.
This is the closest to the playoffs on this show and face off. And JHill, since you won the toss, you get to decide who wants to go or who goes first on the drive. Do you want to go first, or do you want Alex to go first?
I'll let Alex go first.
Okay, so Alex, you're going to be kicking off the drive. And the question is, you got to go bold. We usually go, wow, that's bold on our preview show.
This is my specialty.
But wow, that's bold. Just a bold prediction. It doesn't have to be wow, but a bold prediction for the rest of the regular season for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could go here. Yes. So listen, I'm going to start with something that I believe wholeheartedly right now. There's one thing that would absolutely shut everyone up and surprise everybody, would shock everyone. And that is the 49ers winning the NFC West.
Ooh.
Arizona,
spicy.
If they lose out, and the 49ers win out, Niners will have finished with 11 wins. Arizona finishes with 10. And if that last game of the season is with the Rams, both teams with the same record, and the Niners win that game, they finish with the same record, and the Niners walk away with the NFC West crown. Ooh. 49ers win the NFC West. 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 49ers win So I am going to say my prediction for the 49ers for the rest of the regular season is they're going to win out. The Cardinals are going to lose out and spiral completely out of control. And the Rams are going to drop one Tuesday to the Seattle Seahawks, setting up a Week 18 showdown. 49ers versus Rams for the NFC West crown. And the Niners are going to get it done and walk away with an NFC West division title.
Holy Columbus, Ohio.
Have fun, Jay.
Top that.
Can we drug test from now on before the start of the show for...
I did. There was a low frequency beaver tranquilizer.
No, darn it.
Deer antler spray or something. I don't know what the hell that was. Bold prediction would be that Deebo Samuel becomes the first primary wide receiver in a long time to have over 10 touchdown receptions and 10 rushing touchdowns, which will springboard him to an All-Pro. And despite all the hype of Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa gets people actually look at what he's done. Number 2 in sacks, number 1 in QB pressures, number 1 in tackles for loss, and he wins the defensive player of the year as well. San Francisco gets the 5 seed.
Okay. You guys aren't, I mean, really, you're not that far off, right? Because if Arizona slides all the way, more than likely the 49ers would be the 4 seed in Alex's and the 5th seed in yours, Jason. Either way, I think they're sitting good in both. That was a very good drive. Well done with the Bosa, giving Bosa love. And, I mean, he probably could be comeback player of the year as well.
Accurate.
That at this point, that almost was like a lock.
Except for what you said earlier about Dakota Rain. I mean, people do love Dakota Rain, and he came back from a gruesome injury. So I think that's the huge matchup. But I think that it could help Nick Bosa a lot if he was able to get after Dakota Rain a little bit.
He's like the 10th best player on his own team for guys. It's insane.
Okay, that's neither here nor there.
That's a
conversation for another day.
The Dak Prescott love is just insulting.
So Cowboys Cutback coming to a theater near you, starting JHill's comments.
Or maybe like a kickback. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, kickback will be fun.
Barbecue pit.
But hey, everyone, that is Face Off. Let us know what you thought about these topics down below. Do you agree with JHill? Do you agree with Alex on all these varying topics? And let us know if maybe you have a different stance than both of them. But we want to know what you thought. We want to know who you think won. Let us know in the comment section down below. And we're getting ever so close to this Thursday night football game against the Titans, guys.
San Francisco rolls the Titans, even on a short week with a cross-country flight if there's no A.J. Brown.
I like it.
I'm talking a 31-17 type score. Like, they easily win by double figures if there's no A.J. Brown.
Well done.
I like it. I like
JHill. You gave your score prediction, too, because we don't normally get that from you, because we don't talk to you closer to the game. So
that's true.
Awesome.
I like that. The 31-17. I mean, we got that score prediction coming up, and you got game preview show early this week, and the Madden sim as well, so they get to see what Madden thinks, and Madden's been dead on. So a lot of great content coming from this channel, all to your face, including our recap show just after this. So make sure you stick around, stay tuned, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of the wonderful content. And I hope you all voted for me in the poll because I won. I won today, as I'm a winner.
I'm going to let the people decide.
Polls don't mean anything.
And I'm going to win.
I like that, Jason.
We can cite multiple elections for that. But
my word.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, yeah. This is the last time Jay was going to get to say Merry Christmas. So
hopefully you guys get a lot of great presents and buy some of our shirts and stuff for those people that you really love.
You know what we need to add to the merch shop is some face-off gear. What do you think,
We need
Jay?
some face-off gear.
Now that's what you know that you made the big time right there.
We'll have to get a JHill line going. Yeah. I'm sure you have plenty of quotes that we can put on there.
Nuance.
Yeah. Naturally.
Naturally is one of them.
Just like that shirt made naturally with JHill's face.
The natural. Oh God, no, that's not gonna sell at all. That's gonna scare children.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No,
it won't scare children.
You wait until Halloween and all the kids want to be JHill for Christmas or for Halloween.
They want to be naturally. They want to be naturally.
You should be naturally.
Absolutely. Cutback crew, though, we hope you enjoyed this. We'll catch you on the recap show.
Go Seahawks. Sounds weird to say.
It does sound weird to say.
It's really weird to say that.
But please get it done. And until the next one, stay safe.
Remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.